Yeah, the cast of Futurama meets the cast of The Simpsons, and it's gonna be really, really, really funny.
That sounds good.
So keep your eye out.
It's a 5-hour movie.
It's a 10-hour miniseries on the History Channel.
Exactly.
The History Channel presents Simpsorama, the 10-hour. Forget it. Yeah. So keep your eye out for that, okay? Awesome. Yeah, thanks a lot, kid. Now go shut up and sit down. Yeah, exactly. Everybody goes, oh, man.
Oh, hello.
Oh, and say shit.
Hey, my name's Jake, and
Jake?
Yeah, and I'm a big Gears of War fan. And what is your favorite?
Nice.
What is your favorite Marcus Phoenix line? And could you do it in the Marcus Phoenix?
What's my favorite Marcus Phoenix line? Who wants toast? Nice. What's your name?
Jake.
Jay?
No, Jake.
Jake? All right, like the dog. Here we go. Ready? Dom, Bear, you two take left. Jake, you come with me. Nice.
See, I'm allowed to fanboy too because I'm a big gamer geek and I play with the same guys online every Wednesday night for the last 8 years. We play Gears a lot, so I end a lot of my little posts with "Bring it."
Nice. Bring it. There you go. All right. Bring it. Yeah. That's sweet.
Yep.
First off, I wanted to say you both are a huge inspiration to me.
Thank you.
But my question is for John.
Yes.
The Joker's laugh is a very iconic piece of pop culture, as I'm sure you're aware. And I was just wondering how you decided to go about presenting his laugh for Under the Red Hood.
We turned off a majority of the lights in the studio, and we had some silence, and then we recorded it. A lot of the performance I don't remember because it just kind of happened like that, and this is true. It was kind of like doing like a theater piece. You know, when you're on stage and you're performing, kind of sometimes you're either, you know, you want to be in it in the moment and just, you know, have it roll like that. So it's, I don't know, it's complicated. You lose yourself in it. And when you lose yourself in it, you don't remember what happened unless somebody tells you what you did. That's what happened for me for that role, for the most part. And that laugh came with a lot of breath, you know, and because it had a lot of girth to it, you know. So yeah, that's how I approached that. That's how I approached it.
So my question is for John. Jake tells Finn not to go to tier 15 with Flash.
I don't know what's in there, man. I don't know what's in tier 15.
I don't believe
I still don't know. I asked Penn. He's like, I'm not telling you. I'm like, dude, come on. People ask me. He's like, no, you don't even want to know. I don't know. So I have no idea. Just don't go to tier 15. Just don't do it. All right?
All right.
I'm sorry I don't have the answer for you.
Okay.
Hi, my question is for both of you. When you're like talking to someone, do you ever slip into like one of your characters' voices by accident?
I don't do a lot of things like that by accident. I do it on purpose all the time. I have 2 young daughters, and my older one pretends that she's not impressed with any of the things that I've done. She's like, oh yeah, my dad does that, and she walks away. But my little one is always like, talk like Pecky at dinner. And the key is, if I order that way, I have to talk like that for the rest of the night, because I don't want to embarrass the whoever's waiting on us. So, you know, for the whole evening I talk like that, which really amuses my wife. But yeah, I mean, it's fun to do that. I mean, we have a fun job like that, and I think, you can imagine living with us and we're always talking like that, right? It can be funny, or it could be annoying.
It's mostly annoying.
Yeah, mostly annoying.
For everybody else, not for us, but for everybody else.
Exactly.
If I've had too much to drink,
which doesn't happen a lot. I've spent a lot of time with John.
If I've had too much to drink, I'll kind of slip into Bender.
That's very ironic.
Yeah, I know. I used to go to this one particular bar in Los Angeles, and the bartenders would specifically get me drunk so that I would talk like Bender more. They were like, just keep giving him booze. Don't worry about it. And I'd be like, yeah, this is great. Yeah, cheeseburger. I'm in a bar for $5. That is so cool. Get him a cab.
Good question.
Hello, I have a question for both of you. For like long-running like series that you do, where you do the character for like years and do you notice that does the character progress in like different ways, to you, or is it just you guys is it just like repetition? Do your characters progress in different ways after doing them for a long time?
Yeah, the character always changes. I mean, Bender the voice sounds different. I mean, if you listen to the first episode of Futurama and the last episode of Futurama, Bender's got a lot more soul to him, a lot more jive to him. He's got a lot more emotional range, Bender was kind of really stutter step. Like he had a thing like a shinier than yours, a meat bag. It was a lot more controlled and held on to. And then as the story went on, baby, he got a little loose. And so but that's natural. It always changes, and the good thing is that it does change somewhat, because that's just the way it evolves. When you start to explore a character and you're given an opportunity to explore that particular character for 50 or 100 episodes or more, things are going to change, and things are going to for the better, because it's just that the character expands, with content and with breadth,
And we were all growing together when we were creating from the beginning. I mean, the shows that I've worked on that I've played long-term characters, it's like you don't know what's coming up in those episodes. We're still finding the voice. The writers are still finding the voice of how they want those characters to speak. And so, yeah, we all grow. I remember playing James in the beginning. The original director thought that Team Rocket was supposed to be legitimately bad. One of them played very straight because they had not looked far enough ahead to see that James put on a dress in episode 8. And so I was like, I think these guys are supposed to be funny. And so you look at early first season stuff and James is very legitimate. But then then once he started doing all of his outfits and things, that's where all the silly laugh came in, and it evolved. But I think we're all growing together as a production team with that stuff. And yes, I agree with John, they should progress. So good question though, very good question. Nice lid. No, your hat.
No, your hat, dude.
Oh, thank you.
He's talking to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. There's something that Eric had touched on. Okay, something that Eric had touched on about being in multiple roles, and I'm trying to remember. I'm sure there are instances where Brock and James had to talk or argue, and I'm pretty sure that James and Butch had a showdown. It's like
I've done a scene with all three of them.
Well, so what's it like, and is there how do you kind of mentally split yourself to do more than one? I'm sure John has instances.
That's when the medication works.
Well, remember with those, when you're doing a dub, we dub one character at a time, right? I do all the Brock stuff, and then I do all the James stuff, and then I would do all the Butch stuff. And sometimes they'd leave the other tracks open so I could hear what I did, because I'm a stickler for inflection, and if you respond a certain way based on the way a question's been asked, and if I don't remember how I set it up, then the answer might sound like "throw me my hat down the stairs." What does that mean? But I've only had to do the characters live a few times. I would do some like radio phoners, morning shows, where Eric Stuart would be the guest with Brock and James, and that's the times when I have to talk as all three of them. And it's really good to catch me right before coffee and when I can actually be completely conscious, because I think if I had to think about it, it would be a lot harder than just being sort of an autopilot. So there you go.
I've seen Billy West do 3 pages of dialogue by himself.
Yeah, well, he's the king. He's the king like that. Yeah.
Pretty impressive.
Yep. Good question, though. Very good question.
Hi, my question is for John.
Yeah.
How did you get the character Jake?
How did I get the character of Jake? Well, I had to audition for it, and I got the audition, and I read for it, and then I got the job, and they made a pilot, and it was originally at Nickelodeon, and Nickelodeon passed on it. They said, no, we don't want it. Talk about an aha moment, because Cartoon Network said, well, we want that, and they took it, and now it's a juggernaut. So,
which means unstoppable force.
Yes. Totally unstoppable force. But you just you go in and you read for it and you audition, and and they said, just kind of be you. Be your voice, except with, I don't know, a couple of pillows and a blanket surrounding it, and make it cuddly, and make it cute, and make it your best pal. And that's what I did. At least I think I did that. Good question, buddy.
Yes, very good.
Were the characters that you played, and I guess I'm kind of directing this towards John, were the characters already created when you took them on? Because I noticed some of the mannerisms that you have and kind of your facial qualities kind of look like Jake and Bender. And
I look like a pug? I look like a yellow pug.
Very cute.
Well, there's a first time for everything.
All right, and now I know how Indianapolis swings.
Yeah.
I think I understand her comment. It's not in your natural state, but when you take on that character voice, you do take on some of those physical characteristics.
Inevitably, you're gonna start to. I mean, I don't know how much you can look like someone, but I'm sure that the animators have seen me do something in the booth and kind of went there with it. But I mean, sometimes for certain particular jobs, they'll film you at the microphone so that they can get all the facial expressions and use that for the animation. With Adventure Time, they don't do that.
So I guess it's just a lucky guess that the animators had.
Yeah.
But what John's talking about, I actually, I don't know if I have a credit for it, but I worked on the first Madagascar film. I was in the booth with Chris Rock. So Chris was dubbing, and he had a camera next to him, and I sat there as Ben Stiller, just in case he needed someone to play off of. And I just basically turned pages for 3 hours and got paid and did anything. But Chris had the camera in front of him, which is why when his character is talking, it looks just like him, because the animators were referencing his facial expressions on every line. That's what they do.
Yeah, DreamWorks.
Hey, like I said, I got paid for doing nothing.
Yeah.
And I came up with a funny line. He didn't give me credit for it, so I almost had to give him a little. What's your question? We got a couple more minutes. Let's make them good.
Great. So I imagine it's hard enough to create all of these voices. I couldn't do it. And to keep them all straight and to keep in character. But I am most impressed by John doing the Making Bacon Pancakes song.
Oh, really?
Because at the end of the
Do you guys want to hear the Making Bacon Pancakes? Okay. Here we go. Bacon pancakes, making bacon pancakes. I take some bacon and I put it in a pancake. Bacon pancakes, that's what it's gonna make. Bacon pancakes. Yay! Now everybody's got diabetes. Oh, no.
All right. Unfortunately, we only have time for one more question. We've got another event on the stage. Sorry, everybody. So you're the last one, man. You better make it good. No pressure.
You better not suck, dude.
No pressure.
Don't screw it up.
So if someone were to come to you all with...
Wait, what's this?
What?
We can't hear you!
Get on the mic. You're in front of 2 voice actors.
Come on, dude.
So if someone were going to developed an interest in getting into voice acting, had no acting experience whatsoever, no history of doing any voice work whatsoever, how would you recommend getting started, getting your name out there, that sort of thing?
Well, first you could buy my movie, I Know That Voice. Sorry, that's a total plug. No, I'm telling you, man, you got to be an actor to do it. First and foremost, you got to be an actor. Just because, I mean, either that or you've got to be able to do the same voice and be able to maintain that for 4 hours at a time. I don't know. How would you?
Well, and a lot of times too. I mean, I always tell people, no matter where they live, you can also be a big fish in a small pond. There's places in every area that require these services of voice actors, whether it's radio, advertising agencies, stuff like that. Find someone that coaches. But yeah, it's all about credibility. I've made more of a financial career speaking like this, doing commercials, than I've done in all my animation stuff, because I can read stuff as if I know what I'm talking about, and I don't. Yes.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's about being credible. And if I'm giving you a script, you need to read those words as if they're your words. And you can be a great radio personality with one voice, and that's fine. That's what you do. You don't have to be a man of 1,000 voices to have a career in it, but you need to be able to take direction and also interpret other people's words. So you can find a good coach that can help you do that. That would be a good start.
Also, get a 100. You can get a good microphone that you can plug into your computer for $125, and you can get a decent pair of headphones for $40. And you go to work, listening to yourself and getting used to how a microphone works. And getting used to how you sound and being familiar with a microphone can help you out tremendously in a studio. So do it at home first, and learn about that, and that's a technical thing. You know what I mean?
A lot of what we do is technical too.
Yeah.
Remember that.
Yeah.
But good luck with that.
Yeah.
Outstanding. Hey, everybody, let's give it up for Eric Stuart and John DiMaggio.